Grant, last three disappointing performances. What do you put it down to?
There's a lot of things when we look back at games and we debrief them with the players and we watch them back ourselves. There's always elements of games where you look at and you think that's not like us, and that's whether we win, lose or draw. And I felt in the last three games, if I think back to the Morecambe game, we just a yard off a little bit, and they looked like a little bit sharper than us and played a bit more freer than us. We looked a bit safe in our play, and it's cost us in the game. The Bradford and the Notts County games, we've started both of them games quite well, particularly the Bradford game. The first 20 odd minutes, we get the goal. Good play, great press from Joe and a good finish, and then we made a couple of decisions that's cost us in the game, and they got the first goal that's led to the equaliser, and again in the second goal where we just don't front Cook, he rolls inside, it's too easy. So there's elements of our game where the players know, they know that we've made mistakes in games. Notts County, we have a chance, we go 1-0 up, an opportunity to do that, we don't quite do it, and then we concede a soft goal from our point of view where we just don't see Crowley running into the box, and you put yourself up against it a little bit. So the last three games have gone. Yes, we've addressed them inside the building. We've spoken to the players about them, and now we want to move forward. We want to move forward in the second half of the season now with 23 games left. We need to flip around what we have done in terms of the first half of the season, because what we've done at the first half of the season for us has not been good enough. Second half of the season we've got an opportunity to flip it around in terms of our form and see if we can win a lot more games than we've shown in the first half of the season. It's obviously, for us, we want to try and get some of the players back. We want to try and strengthen in January. We want to get the confidence back into the group. There's been a bit of a change, obviously, this year with myself, Cliff, Kyle, Lee Glover, new head of medical coming in, physio leaving. There's new players coming in, injuries. It's been a lot of change. And when you sit back and you think about it, it's actually clear to see, and we knew when we first came in, I knew myself that this will take a little bit of time, and hence probably what you've seen at the start of the season when we didn't quite start well, and now we've sort of way over the last three games where we've been really disappointing. So it's about getting the competition back for the players. It's about improving on the group. It's about getting the confidence back. It's about us getting back on the ball and taking the ball and taking risks and getting people and being the team that I believe we can be.
While you're not happy with the first half of the season, has there been a foundation there that you can build on in the second half of the season? Positives, obviously, before these last three, but performances not too bad at all.
Yeah, I think we base our game around being on the front foot. We base our game on about being aggressive in our press, and we also base our game around having people on the ball and brave players and people who want a ball and take the ball and not afraid to lose the ball. As long as we show that real reaction, that aggression to get it back, and these are elements I think that's probably hurt us in the last three games where we haven't been probably brave enough on the ball. So that's something we can definitely get back and we can coach, because if we show the trust into the players, then the players will hopefully go and produce that on the pitch. I don't think we've been aggressive enough on our press. I don't think we've been dynamic enough in our play. When we go forward, we're not sprinting enough. So these are things that will come back within the game. It's not as if it's like massive things we need to change. It's from the outside looking in, people might think what's happening at Doncaster. For us, we're quite calm here. I'm quite calm. I'm quite controlled. I know there's a good group of players, an honest group of players that just need some support sometimes and need that bit of guidance that can hopefully get them to perform better than what we're showing on the pitch at the moment.
There's a lot of it then down to confidence within themselves, whether that's something that you can instill in them with the instructions that you give and the encouragement you give, or them just believing in.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've had numerous conversations with the players and over the last couple of days, and the message I said to them is, look, for me, what's probably hurt me over the last three games was the willingness of not to get on the ball, make things happen. I've never ever in the teams I've managed been grilling people for losing the ball. I would if they don't react and they don't press and they don't win it back. So we just need to get back to the foundations and the principles of what we're about, the style of play, the foundations, what we work on every single day, as well as playing with that smile on our face. It looks a little bit like we're uptight at the minute in terms of how we want to work, so we want to try and get that back.
Is it difficult to turn things around with such a narrow gap between games? And can it almost, you build yourself while you can have positive momentum, negative momentum as well? So
it depends what way you approach it. We never go into a game in a negative frame of mind. We always go into every game thinking we're going to win, and we can win. People might think, well, Notts County, it didn't look like that. We had a plan in place the first 20 odd minutes. We knew they'd keep the ball. We had two very good chances, one at the back post where Jamie Sterry had a chance. Keepers made a good save early in the game. Harrison Biggins had a good chance, good break. Molyneux's picked him out. Biggo could side foot that in the corner. It would be perfect for us. It didn't happen. And then obviously the penalty incident. So it didn't give our game plan a chance to, once we conceded that goal, and we conceded again on the stroke of half time, didn't help us. So you always have to find different ways, but predominantly our foundation and how we work and how we play, we have to get that back, and there's no question about that, and that's what we've been working to do.
It was a quick turnaround between games. We saw Joseph Alowo and Tom Anderson going off at half time with injuries at Notts County. How were those two?
Yeah, Tom's struggling with his back. So we'll see how he goes. I don't think it's too bad, but won't be available for the game. Joe's fine. Joe's come through. Joe was okay. He's trained the last couple of days. Young Will Flint, who came on, has been really good in the games he's come on as well. Has picked up a little problem with his glute. Again, maybe just the nature of the game coming on at such a moment. Again, I don't think it'll be too bad, but won't make the game tomorrow night.
I want to ask you about Will and how impressive we were once he came on.
Yeah, really impressed by him, and we see it every single day with the likes of him and Sam Brown, particularly the two young lads from the under-18s. We see it with them every day. How much they want to be footballers, and we love that. We love young players coming in, making a point, not just coming to train with us to make the numbers. We speak to them all the time about whose place are you taking, who have you got your eyes on, what shirt have you got your eyes on, and they train like that. Two young lads from the under-18s who both have signed their professional contracts, who we think have got a really high future at the football club.
Is that a big part of it? Just believing and wanting it and showing that you want it every single day when you make that step up from the 18s? It's not.
Yeah.
We've got the quality to do.
No, I've seen it over the years where you bring on the 18s in to train you in, and they believe they're just there and to make numbers up. We never approach it like that, and I think these two have been a prime example of that. They've probably trained with us the most of the season. They're improving all the time. They're used to the physical elements of the game because of who they're training with. Obviously, Flinty's already had a loan. Sam's only a first year, but really impressed with both of them.
And was that confidence you see in the performance that Will put in when he came off the bench? It feels like he belongs there.
In the games he's played, he's played a few games now, and the games he's played, he's done really well in them all. But it's nice to see, so we're hoping they can continue to progress.
Anybody else likely to be back or missing?
We've had Adam Long, we've had John Taylor, Bobby Faulkner back training. Adam and John probably a little bit away yet in terms of their fitness levels, but Bobby should be okay to be involved in the squad.
That's a big boost given the areas where you've been picking up.
Yeah, it seems to be defensively where we've been picking up injuries. It seems like we get players back and then we lose one or two, and it's frustrating for us. But look, these are part and parcel of football. From our point of view, we just want to get that belief back into the players. I've got a real hunger and determination to show a much better performance of what we showed in the first half of the season. So we want to hit the ground running. We know we're coming up against a good Mansfield team. We've played them twice. I think Nigel he'll know that he was in the game twice against us. So we'll go there, hopefully with confidence, hopefully with the fire and the freedom in our belly to go and try and get ourselves a result.